Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Venus and today I'm doing my March TBR. I've got a mix of library books from my shelf, a couple new releases coming out in March, as well as we're going to do the spin wheel thing to choose two books from my TBR. Okay, I just wanted to tell a funny story that happened to me yesterday. I posted this on my Instagram, but I figured you guys, you bookish people, would also enjoy this. So I was reading one of my current reads that I'll talk about next, actually, Finlay, Donovan, Knocks 'Em Dead. I was reading it and I literally tapped the page to change the page, thinking it was my Kindle. And I was like, it's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. So does that happen to anybody else? Because I got a good laugh out of it. But anyway, so my first book on my March TBR, which I've started already, is Finlay, Donovan, Knocks 'Em Dead by Elle Cosimano. And this is the second book in a series. The first book was Finlay, Donovan is Killing It. I really enjoyed it. It was one of my top 10s from last year. It was really funny, definitely over the top, but it was a fun read. It's a mystery series. Kind of gives me cozy mystery vibes. I don't know if this is considered a cozy mystery book or not. Quick synopsis, because I talked about this in my top 10 reads of 2021, but this is a mystery series. Finlay Donovan is a author and she is mistaken as a hit woman while she's sitting in a Panera Bread going over her next book's plot line. And crazy things happen in the first book, and we're basically picking it up where the last book left off. And apparently there is a woman that has put a hit out on her ex-husband. So Finlay is trying to figure out who that woman is and obviously trying to stop it because they do share children together. Even though she doesn't like her ex-husband, she is trying to save him. So it's funny so far. I'm only like 50 pages in, but I'm definitely enjoying it. This is my first book for March. The next two books are two library books from my January haul. I did talk about these in my January haul, so I'm not really going to go too much in detail about them, but the first one is Foundry by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is a fantasy series. This is the first book. Second book is out. Third book comes out in June. And basically, from what I understand, is the main character is like a con artist thief and has powers, or the magic system in this is where she can basically make objects do and feel things that they normally wouldn't do. I've heard great things about this book and I'm so excited to get into some fantasy that I enjoy. The second fantasy book is The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. All I know about this is the magic system has to do with shards of bone. And there's a really cute animal companion in this. I think I'm really more interested in reading it for that because that's all I've heard about when people talk about this book. Yep, that is the third book I plan on reading. If you're new to my channel, I've never watched any of my videos, I like to mix up genres. I don't like to read the same thing for too long because I get bored or I end up getting into a book slump. So I tend to kind of bounce around from fantasy, thriller, horror, romance. I like to keep a nice mix of books on my TBR. So the next book that I plan on reading that I picked up from Target, Just Haven't Met You Yet by Sophie Cousins, The Stupid Stickers. I'm just going to read the blurb on the back. Hopeless romantic and lifestyle reporter, Laura's business trip to the Chanel Islands isn't off to a great start. After an embarrassing encounter with the most attractive man she's ever seen in real life, she arrives at her hotel and realizes she grabbed the wrong suitcase from the airport. Her only consolation is its irresistible contents, each of which intrigues her more and more. The owner of the suitcase is clearly Laura's dream man. Now all she has to do is find him. This sounds fun. I'm looking forward to this one. Another romance book that I'm excited to read in March actually comes out March 1st, and that is Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. This is the second book in the Bellinger's sister. I guess it's going to be a duology. The first book came out last year. It happened one summer, and I really enjoyed it. It was like this really spoiled brat. She gets sent off to like this really small fisherman's town, and of course falls in love with a fisherman, and it was fun. It was really fun. I love Tessa Bailey's books. She's definitely one of my auto-buy authors. So the first book revolved around Piper and Brendan, and in this book it revolves around Hannah and Fox. So Hannah is Piper's sister and Fox is Brendan's friend. So I'm really looking forward to it. Tessa Bailey's books they're just fun. Awesome, perfect romance to break up any fantasy slump that I may get into. The next book on my list is In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. This is a thriller, psychological thriller that was on everyone's top reads last year, so I couldn't wait to read this. I love thrillers. I don't like going into thrillers knowing anything. The only thing I'll say from the inside cover, 6 friends, 1 college reunion, and 1 unsolved murder. I am really looking forward to this. I love my thrillers. The next book on my list is called Sundial, and it is by Catriona Ward. She is the author that wrote The Last House on Needless Street, which was one of my top 10 books from 2021, and it blew my mind. I am really excited to read her newest book. It comes out this month. And I don't know anything about it, just know that it's a horror book, and Stephen King has a little blurb that says, "Do not miss this book, authentically terrifying." So that's all I need to know. I can't wait, cannot wait to read this. I'm gonna read it as soon as it hits my doorstep. I can't wait to read that book. Next 2 books, I am going to spin the wheel. These books are from my physical TBR. I made a video about the 22 books in 2022 that I wanted to read from my physical TBR this year. I have already read Crescent City, so if that comes up on here, we're gonna skip that or take it off the list. I'm a little behind. This month, I'm gonna pick 2 books to try to catch up. Let's spin the wheel. Black Sun. Oh, I'm excited. So this is Black Sun. It's by Rebecca Roanhorse. All I know about this book is it takes place in the pre-Columbian Americas, and it is super fast-paced, like from the first page. Very quick read. So this would definitely be a book that I grab when I just want to knock out a book, maybe like over a weekend or something. So I'm excited about this one. All right, second book. Oh, Wondersmith. Okay, yay! So this is a middle grade book. I don't read too many of these. I was trying to read more of them last year, so I started this series. This is the Nevermore series, and this is the second book, Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow, and it's just a fun middle grade book. She, gosh, I'm gonna have to do like a recap because I honestly don't even remember the first book. Morgan Crow was like, she thought she was cursed, like everything wrong that you could think of is basically blamed on her, and then she gets to go to this magical school and all these fun things happened, and there's like a talking cat with like an attitude problem and all these wonderful characters. And I had a really fun time reading the first book. I cannot wait to read this. I'm excited. Yeah, this is an awesome TBR. So I am really looking forward to reading these books this month. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I rarely ever do TBR lists because I am a mood reader and I've just never actually made a list, but I'm really looking forward to reading all of these books that I chose. So, and it's a good mix. We've got romance, we've got thriller, we've got horror, we've got fantasy, middle grade. So let me know in the comments what you're reading or what your plans are for the month of March. Do you normally make a TBR and do you stick to it? This is gonna be new for me. I'm excited about that. So as always, thank you for joining me today and spending time with me. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I cannot wait to see you guys next time. See ya.